What's up guys, Richard here. Welcome back to the 8th devlog in my series on the Magic language learning game. Now, it has been a crazy week for the team and I. I will go into that in a moment, but first, like always, we need to start with the art. Now, as you can see up on the screen here, we have a beautiful 3D render from our artist Sabin of the main character. Obviously, the eyes are missing because we're going to superimpose that within the game, but the character now has its textures, it has its bones all set up, it can move all its joints, the hat can move, the clothing can move, which means essentially that he can now start moving on to actually animating him, and hopefully in a few weeks we'll finally have the character running around in the game, which is something I'm super excited for. Now let's go into what's actually happened over the last, I guess, week. For those who don't know, we just recently shared the prototype for our game on a few different social media channels. That was about a day and a bit ago, maybe almost 2 days ago. Anyway, one of the places we shared it to was Language Learning, the subreddit, and as you can see here, we got a crazy 860 upvotes, which is just insane and really uplifting for me because it shows that people really want this type of game, the type of game that I want, so I'm really happy about that. Anyway, the comments were just amazing, lots of people making suggestions and also just saying stuff like, that's quite creative, and I'm quite happy with that. That shows that there's interest out there. Obviously, we also shared it to the Esperanto subreddit. Not quite as many upvotes, but also quite a few comments. So overall, I would say the prototype was a massive success based on the interest, but also there was the fact that at the end of the prototype, and by the way, if you guys haven't played it, link in the description, go play it. But at the end of the prototype, there's a survey, and that survey was really what I was looking for. And I don't know why that just popped up. Let's just close that. I was really looking forward to the results of the survey because that would show really if this is what people want. And I can say overall, it was a massive success. We've had 49 responses so far. My original goal was 50 responses after a week, and it's been a day already and we got 49, so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, I just wanted to show you the basic results of that so you guys know what direction we're going to be taking and why. So most people completed the game. Most people played for 5 to 10 minutes, which is expected because that's about how much gameplay there is. Most people are language learners, but we did have a sizable non-language learning group, which is kind of exciting because I wanted this to be a way to introduce people to languages who aren't from a language background. So it seems like we managed to get a few of those involved. We wanted to make sure, we had like a little Esperanto test, and then also we wanted to check if there were Esperanto speakers. That way we can compare the test results to the fact that they're Esperanto speakers and cut out those who are fluent. We didn't have too many fluent speakers, funnily enough. I'm going to skip past the results, not really that interesting for you guys anyway. Anyway, here's where the things got interesting. So the movement system, a lot of people said that they wanted the WASD system. Well, we've implemented that, so that's already in the game. They also said they didn't like the selection system. More people liked it, I'd say, well, maybe. It's kind of like half-half in a way. We've changed the selection system. We'll show you that in a moment. And also, we had quite a good success with the casting system. One of my biggest fears was that people just would not take to the whole typing of the casting system, so I'm very happy with that. Okay, now most people want somewhere between, say, 400 and 800 words. There are some people that want 800 plus. A lot of people just didn't care, which is really good because it doesn't put as much pressure. But I guess we're going to aim between 400 and 800 words / phrases. So now you've got, I'm now using WASD to move around, and I can actually just swap straight to the arrows, so you could potentially use both if you want. But I'll show you now the new selection system. So we've got two boxes here. You press tab, you select, and you see here, selections pop up, and then you can use the up-down keys to select which one you want to look at. And then you can obviously do something against that object. So, I don't know, I'm going to choose this bottom one, go me el sorchas firedon. And then he spins around and he casts against that. So there you go. We've now got the new selection system. Ignore the fact that it says press escape, but there's an enter button. Haven't changed graphics over yet. That was the main things I've changed as a result so far of the survey. But I'm going to make a whole heap of more changes. Now, I want to show you what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So I've just put together this offline wiki that I'm going to work on. And basically the whole idea behind this is that I'm going to redesign many of the systems that underpin this game because I want to be able to expand them a lot more, and they were designed for the prototype phase, which meant that they were designed and then they changed based on the first survey and then the second survey and then random input, and there's a lot of just like if you ever look at like one of those memes for coding, on the front end they say, here's the front end, and it's like this beautiful picture, and then here's the back end, and it's just like wires all crossed over. That's kind of what's happened to our game in the back end because it was a prototype. But now that we know what direction we're heading, I'm going to basically pull that apart, reconnect parts, recreate parts. For example, like we didn't have a quest system 1 week ago. I literally slapped that in 1 week ago as a result of changes based on feedback from actual players. So I need to now implement those systems properly, which means that I'll be focusing on that probably for the next week. But here's where I want your help. So I've started listing actions, and remember, I want to get between 4 and 800. That includes both words, but also phrases. So I'm starting to list these through, and I literally started this 5 minutes ago, so it's very short. But I want you guys in the comments, especially if you came from the subreddit, to give me your suggestions about how you, or about, no, not about how, but about specific words and phrases you think we could teach in the context of this game, and maybe just create some cool scenarios to teach those words and phrases. So for example, this game is going to be based in like a medieval style world, and the world's going to be filled with like magic obviously, but medieval style content. So there's not going to be like fridges and stuff laying around or cars and things. But if you've got a cool way of teaching like a word, I'll just give you a really basic example. Like you think we could teach the word hello like this. So what we could do is then walk up to the person and say hello. Now, obviously we've already done that, but another system could be like, oh, to unlock something, I would need to say, I unlock, and then the object's name. So if you've got any cool ways to teach certain words and phrases or certain things we should include, definitely hit us up, because I would love to just hear those and then possibly implement them within our solution. Now, I also said that this game will be translatable, the interface, as well as the spells. So you'll be able to have your interface in German and then your spells, like the spell target language could be in French, for example, which means that I'm going to have to do a fair few changes to the backend because, again, the prototype was only really designed for Esperanto, and Esperanto is just our test language. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. You've enjoyed me running around these lovely grey boxes. I'm not sure how much this will change within the next week because I'll be focusing on the coding, but hopefully we'll have some nice environmental art coming in within the next 2 weeks, or at least some renders of some cool stuff, because we do have a new artist on board. Anyway, that's it. If you like this video, like it, share around, sub to the channel. And one last thing, if you know anyone who would be interested in this type of game, definitely let them know at least about this YouTube channel so that they can keep posted on the development of this game. See you all in the next video.